The alien woman approached me and asked, "Are you really human? I thought your kind were legendary." The air on Virilia Prime shimmered with heat, but not from temperature. It was a residual charge of battlefield still echoing with yesterday's plasma fire. Craters pocked the red earth. Burnt husks of alien machines littered the landscape. Smoke coiled in lazy spirals above blackened trees. I moved quietly through it all, rifle slung across my back, my boots crunching softly on fractured stone. My squad had been scattered after the last assault. I was the only one still transmitting. Command didn't respond anymore. Maybe I was the only human left on this continent. Maybe in this whole sector. But I wasn't alone. I saw her through the haze, a figure kneeling near a wrecked dropship, slender, silver-skinned, long tendrils of hair drifting like smoke in the dry breeze. She didn't look like a soldier. No armor. No weapons, but she looked at me without fear. And then she spoke, her voice soft, melodic, almost a whisper. "Are you really human?" I stopped, one hand resting near my weapon. She tilted her head slightly, studying me. Her large, amethyst eyes shimmered. "I thought your kind were legendary." I didn't respond immediately. You don't survive this long on a war-torn alien world by trusting first impressions. But something in her tone wasn't hostile. It was reverent, curious. "I'm human," I said at last. She rose slowly, hands visible, non-threatening. Her robes were torn, revealing silvery skin laced with faint glowing lines, bioluminescence common in Virilian highborn. But this close to the front? She shouldn't have been here. "Then it's true," she said, stepping closer. "You came to save us." I frowned. "Save you? From who?" Her expression darkened. "From ourselves." Her name was Lysera, once a noble, now a fugitive. She guided me through crags to a hidden cave system, a sanctuary tucked away from drones and patrols. Inside were others like her, refugees, wounded civilians, children. None of them bore weapons. They looked at me with wide eyes, murmuring in their strange, flowing tongue. Lysera knelt beside a young boy with a wound across his side. Her hands glowed as she touched his skin. The bleeding slowed. She noticed me watching. "Your legend said humans were made of fire and kindness, that you could not be broken, and that your hearts would not let you watch others suffer." I gave a tired smile. "We're just people, same as anyone." "No," she said, "not the same. You crossed ours to come here. We destroyed ourselves for generations, and no one intervened. Not until the humans." I knelt beside her. "We came because someone asked for help." She paused, her fingers trembling just slightly. "I sent that transmission," she whispered, "years ago, before the war became endless. I didn't think anyone heard it." I stared at her. "You were the one who sent the distress signal?" She nodded slowly. "You're the reason I'm here." The days passed slowly in the cave. I shared what rations I had. In return, they gave me shelter. Lysera spoke to me often about her people, their wars, the scientists who had pushed their weapons too far, the cities lost to internal power struggles. She told me how the Virilian Council had silenced all dissent. "I wanted peace," she said one night, sitting beside me under the stars beyond the cave's mouth. "But I was born into a bloodline that only knew control. So I sent a signal asking for legends, and you got a tired sergeant from Earth instead." She smiled faintly. "No, I got exactly what I asked for. I wasn't sure how to respond. So I asked, why do your people think we're legendary?" "Because we've only seen what you leave behind," she said. "Ruins of the enemies you stopped. Stories of the worlds you helped rebuild. You arrive when things are at their worst, and somehow leave them better." I shook my head. "Not always. We've made mistakes. A lot of them. And yet she said softly. You stayed to fight for a people not your own. You stayed to save us. The silence between us grew more intimate with each passing day. She began helping me train some of the older survivors in basic defense. They learned quickly, adapted even faster. I repaired comms using salvage parts. Lysera helped me decipher Virilian tech better than any field manual. One night, we sat close, warm shared against the cold mountain air. You know, I said, I didn't expect to find you, any of you. I didn't expect you'd come. I looked at her, and for a moment, the war faded. I'm glad I did. She looked back, her fingers brushing mine. So am I. But peace never lasts on Virilia. Drones found the cave. I woke to the sound of alarms and the hum of engines. Fires burst at the edge of the camp. Screams echoed down the tunnel walls. We fought back, me, the trained soldier, and them, the desperate survivors. Lysera moved like light, protecting the wounded, shielding the children with glowing barriers drawn from ancient Virilian tech. I covered her flanks, rifles spitting fire and thunder. We held the line, until we couldn't. A plasma bolt struck near Lysera, collapsing the ceiling. She was pinned beneath metal and stone. I dropped everything and ran. She coughed, dust in her lungs. Go, she gasped. They need you. I'm not leaving you. You'll die. I gripped the debris, muscles screaming, heart pounding. Then I'll die getting you free. Something in her eyes shifted. Hope, fear, love. And then, with one final pull, I freed her. We ran together. The survivors escaped through the back tunnels, guided by my map and her knowledge of the land. By nightfall, we reached the rendezvous point I'd marked weeks ago. Just in case. A signal was sent. And this time, Earth answered. Shuttles descended the next day. Virilian eyes widened as real human ships touched down. Soldiers in black armor emerged, not legendary, but real. When Lysera saw them, she turned to me. You weren't a myth. No, I said, grinning, just stubborn. In the weeks that followed, Earth helped establish a ceasefire. Human medics and engineers worked beside Virilian civilians. Lysera became a voice for peace, a bridge between the broken remnants of her people and the strange, stubborn humans who refused to give up on them. And me? I stayed. At first because she asked, then because I wanted to, then because I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. One evening, beneath the stars of a world beginning to heal, Lysera took my hand. When I asked if you were human, she whispered, what I meant was, are you one of the ones who would stay, even when everything falls apart? I looked into her eyes and kissed her. You already know the answer.